Core compression, seated pike leg lifts. Seated pike leg lifts are a tough core compression exercise that targets the hip flexors and abdominals. Hamstring mobility can be a limiting factor in the pike leg lifts. I recommend stretching the hamstrings before commencing the leg lifts. As you sit down on the floor, set the pelvis to have a slight anterior pelvic tilt, APT. The best way to do this is to sit on the floor with the legs straight and then use your hands to lift the hips off the floor and shift them back slightly. You want to be sitting slightly forward of the tailbone. I like to perform some seated pike forward fold pulses to stretch the hamstrings before performing the leg lifts. To perform the seated pike leg lifts, point the toes and contract the quads as hard as you can. Place the hands on the floor next to the legs. The further forward you place the hands, the harder the exercise will be. Protract the shoulders and push down into the floor as hard as you can. Lock the elbows by twisting the hands into the floor towards the pinky fingers. Next, contract the hip flexors and abdominal muscles to lift the legs off the floor as high as you can without leaning the torso backwards. Keep pushing down into the floor and do not lose tension in the arms. Once the legs reach the maximum height, slowly allow them to return to the floor before the next rep. Seated pike leg lifts can be performed for reps, isometric holds, or a combination of the two.